Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Fauzy Firdaus. My student number is 201. I will present here for the final exam, English Prose, video project from the result of reviewing a novel entitled The Have You Give. I'm here to review the 2017 debut novel, which came out in March. I give it 5 stars because this book is really good and I recommended it to everyone. However, I also don't really recommend it because it's explicit content that is so clear that I recommend it but not for reference. I will give you a reason why you should read this book, and I will later give a brief review of the quality of this book as a debut novel. The Hate You Give is a book about the main character named Sudar, who is a black teenager who lives in a poor neighborhood, but he actually goes to a private school where most of the students are white, and he is one of the few black students present. Star comes home from a party one night. He's driving with one of his childhood best friend named Khalil, and Khalil pulls over because his car tail light is broken. The situation escalated, and the police officer who pulled them in, who was a white man, ended up shooting and killing Khalil. On this side of the story, the police officer says that he feels his life is threatened and he thinks that they are going to point at him, but Star is in the car and he knows that there are no guns and they are not threatening the officer, and they try to cooperate with him, but Star has to decide if he wants to speak and use his voice to talk about what really happened because the media have started painting Khalil as just a basic thug. As you know, the life of his book was inspired by the #Black Lives Matter movement, and there is so much more going on in this book than that, but it's really what fueled this book and the rest of the story. Indeed, in this book is #own voice book, which means that the main character and author are both black women. So I think representation of race in this book comes from a place of experience with the author. Okay, the next, I will give some reason why you should read this novel. The first reason is that I think that this novel is very relevant. As I said earlier, that the book was inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement, and I might think if you are on social media in any way, or even watching the news, or you are looking at minority stories, this is who was shot and killed by the police for something as a basic as a traffic stop, Are you familiar with this news and with the Black Lives Matter movement? I thought this book was informative and relevant. If you already know what this movement is all about, I think you really relate to this story. But if you don't know why all this the hashtag exists and why they keep happening, and you don't know why there is a controversy between hashtag Black Lives Matter and hashtag All Lives Matter. I also thought this book was very informative to explain why the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement is so important. I really think everyone will get something out of this book, and it really talk about current event. And then the second reason I think you will like it is because this book is so empowering. The story about finding your voice. Star struggles with how she wants to use her voice because she has some very real and valid reason why she might not want to speak. And then throughout the story, she learns from what she does and the stand she wants to take. So it's definitely a very empowering story about finding your voice. My third reason is being true to myself. So in summary, Star lives in a poor neighborhood and he goes to a private school full of racial difference and he lives to different life. At home, he feels like he is who really is, but when he is at school, he feels like a different person, like he has a different element to his own personality that they hide. She felt like she could not talk about other things she wants because people will only see her as an angry black girl. He even has to complete spirit group so he doesn't overlap too much, and during the story Star begins to learn how to put his two lives together and be fully himself. Overall, this book does it all. I really feel it is a signal of good writing. So if you like with that are full of emotional journey, this book is sure to be one of your favorites. In conclusion, these are probably some of the things that I think are the topic of the novel, or I will think you will enjoy the novel entitled The Have You Give. Thank you for attention. See ya.